Hi Chacha.
Hi,
How are you?
very well.
Kindly introduce yourself tuambie which media house you represent.
My name is Chacha. I'm a political and parliamentary affairs journalist with K24 TV. That is Media Max.
Why are you here today?
We are here to protest against the brutality by the police against the media personnel. Unfortunately, I was also injured during this protest while covering them. That's along Tomboya Street. It wasn't the protesters who injured me, and also all those journalists that have been injured, because at least Kenyans understand, much as we cover these demonstrations, we are there to just paint a picture of what is happening, both from the government side and of course both from Kenyans. So when we become targets of police brutality, it's quite unfortunate. For instance, it forced me to be off work, off duty for 2 weeks at a very critical time that I was needed to be covering, of course, whatever was happening in the country. But one thing we are saying is that we are not going to be silenced. 2 weeks after I resumed from my sick off, my colleague was shot in Nakuru, 3 bullets. The question is, how do you shoot someone who clearly can identify herself as a journalist? It tells us that this government is so keen to silence the media, and then we don't know what happens next. But unfortunately, the media industry has, the old guys, the young guys, and one thing they can take for sure is that the voice of the media will keep being there. Even if they switch the terrestrial broadcasting, as CAK has been warning, we'll go digital. I mean, KOM is on digital, and we're still going to reach our audiences. So it's time that the government of the day should not think that these are the old days when they came, of course, or when they were naturally into politics, and it was easy for you to control one media house that was there. Even if today you switch off K24, we are going to broadcast online. Even if you make sure that you sabotage the businesses and we are fired, we are going to do it online. One thing that for any democracy that is strong, they need to empower the media. They need to let us speak freely. In Parliament, they even blocked us from covering very critical committees. It begs the question, how then will the public be informed? If at all the Finance Committee or Budget Committee is working on a very critical bill that affects Kenyans, and you bars from accessing it, what does it tell you? Either they have very sneaky agendas, but we are still going to manage to put this government on check, even if they will by the opposition that is supposed to speak on behalf of Kenyans. With the media here, we are not political, we are apolitical, and we are firm that we will say what is the truth to the public.
When you got injured, what exactly happened? Is it that, what happened? Tell us.
I was standing at the police side as it's required, and a police detonated a tear gas canister right where I was. I realized I was bleeding. I was actually reporting live. I had 2 holes on my left leg that were bleeding profusely. Then I had to be taken to hospital. And since then, no government official has even reached out to understand what really happened. And it's not even about the compensation. Why should we even get to a point that you have to injure us as journalists? It's so unfortunate.
As a political journalist, what was different about, this mandamano?
I covered the Finance Bill 2023. And the Finance Bill 2024 was different because when the youth came out to speak, I also covered the demos. They were harmless. Compared to the previous demos where protesters would come out with stones, this time around we actually saw phones, water bottles, and flags. So we were also wondering, why do the police have to use force against even court orders? Tear gas canisters, live bullets, and we end up losing lives of over 50 people. And the political class, you even go ahead and start negotiating for cabinet secretary positions. That's actually more of dancing on the graves of over 50 Kenyans who have been killed. And such people, we are going to call them out. We are going to highlight that these particular demonstrations were not called by either Azimio, or the opposition leader Raila Odinga, but instead it was Kenyans who felt that they were never listened to during the finance bill of 2024. So as media, our voice will always be there. Whatever ill or sneaky thing that the government plans to do, we are going to expose it to the public. No money will buy all of us. No bullets will kill all of us. I mean, there are thousands of students in media schools. They are seeing, they are Gen Zs. They're the one who are going to come in this space. If at all you're going to bribe Chacha, you're not going to bribe the Gen Z who saw this whole revolution come out. So yes, Ruto, today you might manage to finish us as journalists, but there are thousands who are in school. They are Gen Zs. Their rights are enshrined in the 2010 Constitution. They're still going to come out here and they will check the government of the day, whatever is happening. They're going to even use their phones. You don't have to employ them, you don't have to accredit them. They don't have to be under the Communication Authority of Kenya. They're going to use their phones to ensure that the public gets to know what is happening.
So today, during the media mandamano, there hakuna tear gas. The police were just standing guarding us. Is this how it's supposed to be whenever there are protests?
As long as protesters are not armed, I believe similar to the Gen Zs, forget about a few goons who are hired it's believed by the government, then you have no reason to tear gas peaceful protesters. I mean, we have been to parliament. We haven't killed any politician. It was just to raise our voice against the police brutality. And it's in the right of Kenyans to also come out peacefully and demonstrate. And that is what we will keep insisting, that the Constitution of Kenya allows Kenyans to come out and demonstrate, provided it's peaceful. And police actually should be escorting the Gen Zs. If at all they even have the military that has been deployed, and we wonder why, let the military escort Kenyans then to protest peacefully, so that we don't get to lose trust and faith in our government. Kenya is ours. They have been accusing the media that if the country is going to burn, we'll have no one to report to, we'll have nothing to cover. We are saying we also love Kenya, and that's why we are coming out to ensure that the checks and balances that the opposition now cannot provide, then the fourth estate, which is the media, can provide.
Thank you.
Asante sana. And you are doing a good job.
Thank you.